everybody. This is Skeet, a.k.a. Remy 300 with the X's all over the place.
Yeah, my name is Moshmen Mikey.
And this is our special guest, Chris Thompson. So, gentlemen, what's on the agenda tonight? Let's kind of introduce Chris. Chris, you've got your own YouTube channel that you're doing, and could you tell us, please, about that?
Oh, it's just a whole melting pot of different stuff. Play bass. I sit here and record music, post videos. I got a show we're calling the Wednesday Night Main Event with the lovely Array of Light. And a lot of gaming, such as War Thunder. And I just started recently playing Phasmophobia. And Jesus Christ, I've been playing Demonologist. And that is just, you want to see me scream like a little girl, just tune in, because that's what you're going to get. Yeah, this ain't like the days of Silent Hill and Resident Evil. These are called jump scare games, and that is exactly what they are. They're terrifying. I'll wake up the next day and my blood pressure's still through the roof with it. But it's still a lot of fun, man. It's a blast. I love it.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to check some things, guys. So, Mikey, what do you want to cover tonight?
Well, one subject I thought about was covers versus originals. Now that's a long time been argued to death kind of thing, but
about as much as wearing shorts at a gig.
I wore shorts.
Guilty.
I did one show without shorts, and I'll never do it again. So that's my stance on that.
Well, I mean, my stance I can't stand anymore. Of that was like, hey, go discuss it with Dimebag and see what he says.
That's a good point. Yeah, great point. But yeah, the covers versus originals for me is there. It's becoming harder to find original band people that want to play originals. They all seem to want to play covers, which is fine. If you want to play covers, that's great. But it's also, it would be kind of cool to play original. I mean, I always liked the songwriting part of it.
Yeah.
The getting together and working on stuff, and you get more camaraderie that way. I think playing Journey for people that don't like Journey would be taxing. And I tried cover band. I did. I was terrible at it. And I mean, some of the songs we played, I liked. Some of them I absolutely couldn't stand and knew I couldn't sing them, but they threw me in there anyway. And I said, well, you're going to get what you get, because me trying to sing Crazy Train is not pleasant to hear. It's really
trying to get that tuning right too on Doc and that one song we got. Oh my God. My mind just went blank on it. It's that ballad they got. God help me out here, guys.
Oh, Alone Again?
Yes. Alone
Yeah.
Again. Yeah, that one. God, I hated messing with that.
I bet. I mean, I can't imagine trying to sing Dokken back in the day, but now I could get away with it because he's pretty terrible anymore.
Yeah.
It's just true. He's not very good anymore. So I can probably do it now, but yeah. I'll leave that to somebody that's a little bit more experienced than maybe I am. So.
Yeah.
So do you prefer, Chris? Do you prefer originals or covers on your area?
Okay, well, I got a cover band. It's called Miley Virus, and we are a cover band. I've always liked the whole like the hybrid bands that that go out there. There's here in Oklahoma, you got, places that cover bands can't play at. So, some of them are because they don't want to pay that ASCAP fee. And you got other places that don't want the original bands in there because they, they got a big crowd there and they want to see them getting drunk and getting out on that dance floor. And it's not always the easiest thing to do and accomplish that when you got a band up there and people aren't familiar with their music. Plus, these places that have the cover bands, usually you're going to go and you might have an opening act, but you're going to be you're going to play all night long, and that's there's not too many original bands that can actually do that, and most of the venues that I've seen that do the original bands, you go in there and there's going to be like. But they're having to sell tickets or they're splitting the door and there's like 5 bands. And you know how that goes. Get your shit and get off the stage now. Next thing you know, you show up at home and you're like, where's this? Where's that? Stuff's missing. And you also got stuff. You're like, well, this ain't mine. So it's just a clusterfuck,
Yeah.
Get up there, play an hour, and get out the door. So, yeah.
I can hear that. They say I got Chief Clancy Wiggum saying, what's up to Chief Clancy Wiggum?
Yeah.
What's happening, man?
What's up?
Over on YouTube, it looks like.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So I believe we're up on Rumble is going good, and I've actually got her going on X. So I think I did something right this time.
Hey! Yeah, it's only the 3rd time we tried. Guess who? I don't know who you are there, Clancy Wiggum. I'm sorry, but I've never heard that moniker before other than The Simpsons. I don't know who would have that that's my friends, but
I love your son Ralph, man, even though he's kind of retarded.
Ralph's kind of cool. He reminds me of me a little bit.
Did you ever see that episode of Simpsons where the Principal Skinner walks in the bathroom and Ralph's in there peeing and he's singing Spice Girls, but he's like stuck in a loop. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really want. I'll tell you what I want, what you really want. So tell me what you want, what you really want. I'll tell you what I'm like, dude, slap him in the back of the head or something, for Christ's sake. He's stuck.
He needs a restart.
He needs a restart, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right, Chief Clancy Wiggum, you might as well send us a comment and let us know who you are, because I'm clueless too.
Yeah, I'm curious. I am curious. They picked me out by name. Okay.
Your high school best. Okay. All right. Here we go.
About high school best friend, and you better get it right.
Oh,
I got a lot to choose from, but I'd say this is probably, I'm going to guess, somebody that would watch a music show. It's probably Mr. Wolf. I'm assuming it's Mr. Wolf by that comment. And
so we're not trying to dox anybody, so we'll leave your whole real name out as much as possible.
If I'm wrong, I guess I get roasted, but I would figure he would be the most inclined to watch the show. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know anybody who goes.
He got it right.
Right on. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
There you go.
I'm the man. So yeah. Now, Mr. Wolfie here, I know him. He's a big metal head too with us, the '80s metal especially. But me and him talk a lot about Christian metal, very obscure Christian metal too. That he sends me these bands I'd never heard of back in the day, and they're quite good, most of them. So he's an extensive collector of the vinyl records too. So.
Well, if I had somebody come on here claiming to be an old high school friend, I would really start to worry about that. I didn't have any friends.
I've had the same group of friends since, high school or before that. I've got some that I've known since I was 4 years old, and I got a bunch that I met in high school. We had a little club called the Brew Crew back in high school, because that's all we did was drink. We were like fish. And I mean, in the parking lot before school, we're drinking at 7 in the morning. We didn't care. And we had a lot of fun, but back in the summer of '85, that sounds like forever ago now, 40 years ago.
Hey man, that was some of the best. Yeah. That was some of the best times of our lives, though. Man. Really, the '80s, you couldn't beat it.
Oh, yeah, we grew up in a perfect time for the music, just the general way of life was going on. And
85 Chicago Bears. Tecmo Bowl. I remember playing them, man.
Oh,
I
Chicago
mean,
Bears, man.
acceptable.
That was one of their best years right there.
Yeah, I do remember the '85 Bears, the whole Super Bowl shuffle and all that good stuff. And
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that.
had that really bad music video for it where
Oh my
refrigerator
God.
fairies dancing. Yeah, it's pretty rough looking video, but it was
I
cool
could.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. The '80s. Everybody that lived through the '80s loves the '80s, and if you're past the '80s, you don't get it. If you were born in '90, you don't understand the fascination we have with '80s music, which
Yeah.
is crazy because they missed the best decade of music that there was.
Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, I don't listen to a lot of '80s anymore, but
Play a lot
because
of it.
I listen to a lot of heavier stuff now. I kind of went in reverse. The older I get, the heavier I listen to. But the '80s, the whole persona of the '80s was, having a good time and partying, and it was never nothing too serious, maybe here and there. Now it's like it's all about death, destruction, war, and
Yeah.
crazy stuff. It's not any, there hardly any good time music left, and if I really in a bad day, I mean, other than the Weezer Blue album, which is my ultimate go-to for being in a good mood, I can listen to anything in the '80s. Back then, put on Invasion of Your Privacy
Yeah.
by
I was.
Rat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that was a good one.
first line of You're in Love, and I'm like, I'm back in 1984, cruising around with said best friend there, Whoopi, in his T-top car, and we're just having, and just chicken life's ass back then. Now it's old and broken us listening.
Yeah. I was
You can go
listening.
back in
Yeah.
time for a little bit.
Yeah, I was sitting there at home once listening to that stuff. My son came in with his friends, and it was a lot of that screamo shit. Yeah, I'll give credit where credit's due. Screaming's one thing, but screaming in tune with the music does take some talent. But
Yeah,
they come in and they're laughing at me at my music. I'm like, well, you guys just better step back right there, because 80s music, 70s, 60s, those eras, we did stuff with music that, you guys are not going to be able to reproduce. Our music became timeless. 20 years from now, you'll catch maybe a commercial on TV that's going to be playing some of it. But you're not going to hear your music anywhere after that, so.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
That's true.
it was specific to an era. I
Yeah.
mean, it was everybody was trying to throw out this, or this image or this video. I mean, MTV was really it made and broke a lot of
Yes.
careers.
Yes, it did, especially after the 80s. You get in, 90s, they were pushing more of reality shows. And what the bands and music that they would push, they'll put them on that pedestal for that album, and the next album, they get knocked right off. They're yesterday's things. So they'd put out more albums, and really good albums too, and nobody's going to hear about it. So yeah, they
Yeah,
really did. They did some damage to the music scene afterwards.
yeah. My favorite thing about MTV was the introduction to alternative. I'd never heard Tears for Fears and stuff like that. And I ended up really liking that stuff, but it wasn't like my first tier of listening pleasure. But yeah, it was right there. It was right after that, and
Yeah.
I thought it did great with that genre of music. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. MTV is a joke now. It,
Well,
it is. It's bad.
yeah, they came out. Well, I can't remember what year it was. Like, M no longer stands for music in MTV. I'm like, oh, God,
No,
whatever.
it's
Yeah. Pregnant moms,
teen.
teen
Yeah,
pregnant moms too. Well, God, I can't watch that.
teen moms and the Jersey Shore and all that crud really just ruined the whole channel. VH1 followed suit. It didn't stay true to
Yeah.
playing music either. It's like you got to go on it. You got to go on YouTube, basically YouTube Music or something, to
Yeah.
get a lot of new videos.
Or pay for a bunch of channels. They might have like an old, the MTV 2, 3, or 4 or something like that, where we still play music. Kurt Loder's still alive. We have to jumpstart them every now and then, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's flatlining. Clear. Picks up
Yeah, it
paper
was.
like he's doing the news again. No, dude, it's music.
Well, yeah, because MTV became like a dance pop videos, and then MTV2 became the place for new wave and alternative, and then your heavier stuff. And then you had the
Yeah,
Headbangers Ball and all that
yeah.
for us metalheads. So 90 minutes a week or whatever, we actually got to watch decent videos.
You
But
remember
I watched
yeah.
them all, really. I did back then. I had no life. I mean, other than watching music and drinking beer and doing that,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
playing frisbee, getting high, all that. Back in the day. Back in the day,
Not that I know anything about that.
Yeah.
Well, and then you got to remember, we're from a smaller area in the beautiful state of Ohio. Okay,
Podunk.
yeah, Podunk or BFE if you prefer.
Let me one up. Don't mind if I one up you guys. I'm in Oklahoma, okay? I went to high school in one of those little towns. This is funny, I shit you not. At that time, we only had 2 cops. And their names was Bob and Neil. I shit you not, man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Good old Minko, Oklahoma.
Well, so the point being is we were so small that Mikey lived in town.
Yeah.
And I lived out in the country. So we didn't have MTV out in the country because we didn't have cable out in the fucking country. So when we watched videos, it was on Friday night videos.
I remember a time when, eventually satellite TV came around, but the dishes were like the size of an 18-wheeler in your backyard. But I remember here in Oklahoma, I don't know how Ohio was, but late 70s and 80s, we only had 4 TV stations. You want music, you're going to be getting Lawrence Welk or Hee Haw. 459 and PBS Channel 13. That was it. First time what was the UHF or VH or whatever one it was that finally came out and we watched that. The first thing I saw was the Munsters. I'm like, what the hell is this stuff? Cool.
Christ, I watched the Munsters the other day. It's on one of those channels. I was like, I watched this as a kid. It's so stupid. It's kind of like Gilligan's Island. Hey, let me ask you guys this. This is an offbeat question here. Do you realize Gilligan's Island was only on for 3 seasons?
No.
It seems like I watched 1 million episodes of Gilligan's Island.
They were on that long? Wow.
Yeah, just 3 seasons. Yeah, it's like I know I watched 100 different episodes.
And they did
had 50 week. They must have 50-week seasons back then. Or something,
and I think they did like a few made-for-TV movies afterwards, didn't they?
Yeah, when they got rescued and all that. Yeah,
and then they did a return to Gilligan's Island, and I think they did like maybe 3. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. So.
Oh yeah, it was a cash cow back then. They probably realized they screwed up when they took it off, and
oh yeah,
kind of like the Brady Bunch. I don't think that was on that long either. But it's like it seems like it was on forever.
Well, Wolfie thinks it was 3 or 4. So.
Yeah. So it's like 3 or 4 years, and it lived forever. And my favorite show of all time is Seinfeld. At least I have about 9-10 years of that.
I heard some of
the box sets. Yeah. I have all the box sets of Seinfeld.
I heard that cool ass bass riff thing is not even bass. I heard it was a keyboard. I was like, what? Really?
Well, they said they screwed that up in the studio, and they screwed it up, and they didn't notice it, and it played the first show. They didn't want them to fix it, so it's been screwed up for the whole time.
It worked for them.
There once, but it was like a funky little. Some of the songs from the TV shows were catchy as shit, though. You really got to think about it. Oh
God, yeah.
Like moving on up, the Jeffersons, man. I used to get down to that. Yeah. To the east side. And Good Times. I jam on Good Times. Different Strokes. All that shit when I was a kid. It's like, man, I knew all the words to all that crap.
Well,
Yeah.
and you got to remember, the era we grew up in. Your parents would say, "Hey, we're gonna go out bowling, or we're gonna go down to the bar, or we're gonna go do this, and stay here with your brother and fucking watch TV
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
No,
lock the door and don't answer the door." And okay, and they might be gone till the American flag was coming on. They're doing the anthem at the end of the 2 o'clock in the
yeah,
morning.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, either that or what was that? That I can't remember the name. It was a certain poem, and they had just the fighter jet on there.
Yeah.
That was always
Yeah.
iconic. I love that.
So growing up in Oklahoma, set the scene for us. Let's go back to because you're close to our age. Are you a little younger?
I am
Are you?
50.
Yeah, you're in there.
Early 52, I think. I don't know.
52. Okay, well,
I'm at that age. I just don't care anymore. I just
Yeah,
don't.
you're younger than us, so don't feel bad.
so yeah. Set us a scene in high school in say 85 to 88. What was popular music wise in your school in Oklahoma? What was going on in
Oh,
Oklahoma?
Jesus Christ. Okay. Unfortunately, Binko was one of those little towns, where it's all about the football team. They push sports. It's one of those towns. So you got mainly the jock scene there. So you had all the little preppy kids running around. So yeah, new kids on the block and crap like that going. Jesus Christ. Stop
Ugh.
every time.
Yeah.
Or vanilla. Oh God, Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had a few of us, the rockers there. We were listening to a lot of AC/DC back then. Back in Black. Who Made Who was, I loved that song back then. So yeah, Journey was cool. And then rolled out this new band, and it's like, wow, this is fucking badass. Metallica. Boy, look where they went, though. God. Still, though, they're badass. They were awesome back then.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
then,
Back
I'm sitting there. I'm the lone wolf. I didn't have any friends, but I'm sitting there listening to Metal Shop late at night. And I'm like, oh, wow, Nuclear Assault. I'm like, what the hell, man? That's badass. I'm like,
then.
I'm sitting there like just bouncing off the walls and shit. And everybody thought I was a weirdo. But yeah, that was my music back then.
Mikey?
Yeah. Well, I didn't listen to Metallica or anything like that until my good buddy Rod decided to get me into that. But that was after I graduated. So
Yeah.
growing up, I listened to a lot of Kiss when I was a kid because
Yes.
that's that was, the 70s was full of Kiss. The 80s was all about hair bands and Dokken and Queensryche and Rat, Poison.
We went to
Striper
we
was a
went
big
to
one for
church.
me. Yeah.
So Kiss, we got before high school, junior high. That was like I went to a private Christian school. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Right there. They started having detention on Saturdays because of me. The funny thing is they stopped having detention on Saturdays because of me. But so we got all that crap thrown at us, Antichrist, devil's children, backmasting, play the record backwards and he's saying, all this devil stuff. I'm sitting there like, I don't hear anything. What the hell, man? So yeah, during that was a horrible era. I missed out on a lot of stuff. I had to do a lot of catching up.
So it was pretty much kind of PMRC type deal in your area. You didn't have a lot of people that was like backing you up, saying, "Yeah, I'm a metalhead too." And
I had no
wolf.
backup. I wasn't on the football or basketball team. I didn't have the leather jacket on, so
Yeah.
I was one of those. I was the outcast.
Well, I can honestly say after being disillusioned with our school sports program, we didn't even have football. We were so small.
Oh wow.
So all they had their main programs were basketball and baseball in the summer was
Yeah.
their main ones. And I think they might have had like a golf team and they did cross country and stuff like that. So I was a little bit more towards uh, the bookworm side, wearing glasses and being the nerd before, and you got picked on for being a nerd. And
Yeah.
eventually, listening to uh, to music, it kind of brought me together with other people that kind of dug the same music, and we all started hanging out more. And then we got a few more numbers, and the bullying kind of went away after a while.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, two things changed is when Guns N' Roses dropped their first album, I started seeing, a lot more of the kids that I went to school with, started listening to stuff like that.
Well, I mean, and that had to have been kind of cool. Then at least you're not feeling
Yeah.
like I'm just out here in the fucking orbit somewhere.
Yep.
And no, we did not lose Mikey. I think he might be taking care of the puppies, so he will be right back. We just kind of lost him for a second there, but I think me and Chris can hold it down for a few minutes till he gets back.
Oh, I think we can.
So let's get on another subject. Not to
Yeah.
We're going to be all over the place tonight. Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay, welcome back.
Yeah,
Logan
I
was
had
worried
to
about
load
you
'em
over
up.
there, Mikey.
Yeah, I had to load the dogs out. They weren't cooperating this evening, so
I gotcha. So I was getting ready to talk to Chris. So what you're covering the 80? Are you covering 80s metal? Are you going with the harder stuff in the 90s in your cover band, or what are you guys doing?
Oh, mainly the classics. Like I said, a lot of the venues here, and they want to see people on the dance floor. And a lot of times, some people might, well, be a little bit older. I'm a musician, so yeah, I'm a man child for one. So yeah, just the stuff that rocked out a lot. Uh, God, my mind just went blank again. Wow, old age is horrible. But stuff like Docket, Journey, just the cool stuff. We do some Metallica, do some Megadeth, just songs that were pretty much iconic to people. Play a lot
So
of that.
what would you prefer to be playing all the time if you could do it all the time?
Oh man, put me in drop C and put me in some metal bands. That's what I love. Stuff like I love Kill Switch Engage, and I'm also a big fan of symphonic metal. I love Nightwish. Nightwish is badass, man. I think they're starting to get to a point though where they've been doing it for over 20 years, probably about 30 now. Gone through singers and stuff, and they're as badass as they are. I mean, God, man, some of their songs you just can't beat their lyrics. Like "Wish I Had an Angel," that's got some hellacious lyrics to it. But I love symphonic metal, and I love metalcore too, man. Big Kill Switch Engage fan. So,
yeah.
Pantera is always a good go-to. Love stuff like that. That's what I'd really like to be doing if I was out there with an original band. Nightwish is good. Have you seen they did the whole Pink Floyd wall thing. They put out an album and followed up with a movie called Imaginarium that was really fucking awesome.
I love Floor Jansen. You can't get any better than that.
Oh my God.
One we profiled when we did power symphonic metal. We
Man,
did a show on it, and I talked about Floor Jansen. I'm like, oh man, is she awesome?
Man, that when they play Waken or Wagon, whatever you want to call it there, was it back in 2013, I think, man? Ghost Love score. Good God, man. My hair was like standing up on the back of my neck at the end of that song. It's like, wow, dude.
Yeah.
She has, I hope I'm saying it right. Tarja, man, she was iconic, man. She was fucking awesome, but Then they brought in Annette. Annette was her music. She did really good with, but it's going to seem like she struggled a little bit trying to do their older stuff because the vocal range. She's got some pipes on her. Now Floria comes in, and it seems like she took Tarja's stuff and brought it down to her level, and just nailed it. And like I said, she is a strong vocalist. I mean, just watching her at that concert, man, you can see that diaphragm and whatever she's wearing is like crunching up down there. It's like, God, man, this is amazing watching her.
Now, if you're into like that symphonic metal and progressive, Wolfie just put out a band that we both like called Theocracy. Yeah. They have a new album out. I think it's called Mosaic.
Yeah.
And they got a song on it called Red Sea. It's just like, yeah, you got to check that one out. If you never hear another song, at least try Red Sea by Theocracy. It's pretty awesome stuff. But
I tell you,
I wouldn't have known anything about them without him. He gives me some of these random bands I'd never heard, and I got to check them out.
I tell you another band I love, and since I play War Thunder, and I as a kid. After Saturday morning cartoons, I'm sitting there on PBS watching Victory at Sea. I love that old military stuff. I love Sabaton. They some people catch flack listening to them because it didn't matter whose side you're on back then. Both sides of a war, they've all got their heroes and villains. So
G.I. Joe metal. That's what we call it. G.I. Joe metal. It sounds like you're marching all the time.
Yeah,
it's not bad. I love
it. They covered Motorhead's 1916, and I'm sitting there listening to that. And you listen to words, you know about what that song's about, and I'm sitting there like, "Let me make me cry, dude." Why? You're not supposed to cry to Motorhead. What the hell's wrong with you? Why, Lemmy? Why?
Yeah, they're an interesting band, that's for sure. When I heard them, I heard the Last Stand was the first song I heard, and I had to start listening to them after that. It's like, but I could feel myself marching in unison. I felt like, I'm listening to Sabaton. It's like I'm marching to go get my orders to go to war and stuff. And it's like every song they have, every album they have is a great songwriting. It's like epic every time.
Yeah, well, Devil Dog and
because like Amon Amarth's that way for me too, the Viking metal. But man, they might get pigeonholed into that, but they're still badass.
There was one band out there that kind of did that Viking music. I can't think of their names. They're foreign too, but they're having something about digging. I can't say the name of the band.
Oh, shit. I know what you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about. It's like, what the hell am I listening to?
My son listens to that. It's dwarf metal, right?
Dwarf metal. Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it's called.
Is that Windrose?
Yeah.
What's that? Windrose? Windrose.
Maybe that's what it is.
They're dwarf metal. Classified dwarf metal, yeah.
Oh. I tell you, this is weird, and if you watch a lot of the reaction videos, everybody's like, okay, cool. And that was Kim Dracula. Have you heard of them?
No.
Yeah, I've heard of them, yeah. Not a big fan, but
that first song we did was like crazy. I actually loved it. It grows on you pretty quick, and there's a lot of changes in that song, sitting there going, oh! And all of a sudden you hear these trumpets and trombones and shit with a little bit of jazz. You're like, well, what's going on here? Why does he look like a lady? I need an adult. But the song was pretty badass. I'll give it to him. But, the dwarf metal, what's that?
Mini Kiss? No, okay, I get his point. They got that band of little short little people that do Kiss. That's not considered metal, smart ass.
That's wrong. Wolfie, that's wrong. That's
That's
wrong,
wrong.
you fuck.
Can't be doing that. That's improper or politically incorrect or whatever they call it now. You can throw a dart and hit any word in the dictionary, and you'll have a metal genre based around it at this point. It's like anything and everything is.
Oh,
Enough.
I came across, and this really pissed me off. Being a Nightwish fan, I came across what's called Nightcore. Have you heard of that crap?
Nightcore? I can't say I have. I can't build
Oh,
anything.
let me look up
I've heard of
exact.
Moancore.
Let me
You've
look
heard
up
Moancore, haven't you?
let me look this up real quick so I can tell you exactly what Nightcore exactly is. But it pissed me off because Nightcore basically is kids are loading up people's music into Audacity, and it's also a big TikTok thing, and they speed it up to where almost like Alvin and the Chipmunks sounding, and
Oh, mm,
you'll see a lot of comments on like, oh, badass, this and that. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you people? Why is this a thing? If you did that to any of my music, I would be suing your ass right now.
yeah.
Yeah, hell no.
I gotta admit though, I've heard some stuff that was really fast, and they slowed it down like a step down, and it sounded better to me.
Yeah,
Like, that's weird, but yeah, it's like thrash metal, and it's slowed to like a half. And I'm like, that's pretty interesting, really. It's like half timing a fast song, but I wouldn't want to do it out of respect, like you're talking about. I mean, I
yeah,
wouldn't mess with stuff like that for copyright issues and stuff.
yeah. Here we go. Nightcore, also sometimes known as sped up, refers to an edited version of a music track that increases the pitch and tempo of its source material. Nightcore edits often combine vivid anime style visuals, well, high school looking girls with big tits that hardly wearing everything that's got a big gun that they're carrying around. Screw that crap. But yeah, that is just.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people that are
Yeah.
in comments is like, wow, that is so cool. And I'm like, dude, you have absolutely no talent whatsoever. Why are you praising this person here? They just loaded it up into Audacity. I mean, a fucking trained chimp can do that. God.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the computer stuff. I've messed with AI when it came out just to hear,
Whoa,
like,
wow.
well,
Touchy
so,
subject there.
yeah, well, songs I had written and didn't get to play or get to record, I should say.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know what they sounded like with different versions of different genres of music. So I put in like grunge or hard rock or thrash or to hear what the lyrics would sound like with that kind of music. And none of them really worked 100%, but they were kind of different to listen to. But the bad thing about AI is, to me, is everything sounds the same. Like if you punch in thrash, it's the same sounding singer, the same sounding guitars, the same sounding drum. There's no variance because it's AI. I mean, it's AI. I can't really ask for all that. But
Yeah. Yeah. What
you can give
bothers
them
me.
the
Yeah.
yeah.
The AI music, of course, being a musician, it bothers me because I'm like, yeah, where are we going to this? Because music's always evolving, and and I'm sitting there listening to it and stuff, and so far I haven't heard anything, that, like our '80s music. You got songs out there that really had a lot of meaning and a lot of feeling to it. To me, as a musician, music is energy, music is life, music is everything, and I hear a lot of that AI music. I'm like, think about the '80s. That song "Kicks," "Don't Close Your Eyes," or some of the stuff that
Yeah.
Cinderella put out. So far it doesn't seem like AI music can produce any kind of music that has emotion to it. Real
Yeah. Yeah.
heartfelt human emotion.
Well,
But
so AI is kind of the tool. So
yeah,
I understood why you would take the lyric, like Mikey writes the lyrics. He's a
yeah,
lyricist, and he always had input on how things should go. Well, maybe try to play that here. So it was song construction when we were working together, and how do we set this song up, and what's what, and I understand because the only other thing he played was drums.
Yeah.
So to put in the lyrics that he wrote that have meaning, to get a band to sit in when he can't find somebody to play with, I understand using the tool that way.
What was the cartoon? They showed the Beatles on there, and Ringo, the younger Beatles, and Ringo comes in. Hey, look, I wrote a song, and they're like, okay, yeah, let's put it on the fridge. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
God, that's gotta suck right there.
Yeah.
But AI music, it's I hate to be able to produce that stuff. They're like, they can't even spell the word chord. And it just, with the music evolving, and people, like I said, people will put out music, and you're like, how in the hell did they even get a record deal? People's taste has changed. I'm like, I just can't get into it. I don't know why. And, they're really scrambling hard right now to, this is something new. We got to get some laws in place on this stuff. Because right now, let me pull this up real quick. I prepared. That's a big one right here. Right now, you got, what is it here? Some of the big record labels, they're suing some of these companies because they were reproducing some of their music. So you got copyright infringement. Here's a big one right here. North Carolina musician charged with music streaming fraud aided by artificial intelligence. And basically, this guy, I guess, they were getting AI music from a couple of these companies, and they're loading them up into all these streaming places, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, and Spotify. And he started making all these accounts, and they were bot accounts, and they would, the bots would stream all this stuff. And what that does? That raises the value of that song. So this is basically fraud for the real musicians. They're missing out on royalties because they're getting bumped for all this fake music. So this guy's actually looking at 20 years in jail. And they try to be smart about it because when these places, they do have their rules about this. And these companies started giving, they were in on it too. They were giving them more music because they're like, we go in there and they're going to know. So we need more music so we can spread it out a little bit. Basically, what they're saying here, stream song. At a certain point, the charge time period, Smith estimated that he could use the bot accounts to generate approximately 661,000 streams per day, yielding annual royalties over $1 million.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
he needed more songs because you had to spread that out or it's going to draw attention. So that's basically what he got nailed doing. I think he netted over $10 million doing this, and he got caught. So yeah, $10 million in royalties. You're taking away from hardworking musicians with that goddamn AI music, man. That's horrible.
I wonder how many of the hip hop and the people like that, these bands that don't really have any musicians, they just have a rapper singing over beats. I wonder how many of these producers, like Wolfie saying that it's going to take over a genre. I could see it taking over R&B. Definitely take over R&B and rap because it's not really music anyway. They usually use computers synthesize stuff.
Sampling, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, not so much taking somebody's song and sampling it into theirs, but like creating beats that were created by AI and just have the rapper doing this thing over.
Well, okay, so
really
there used to be like acid loops, is a thing that you program in your drums. So that's not technically AI, but it was a tool to create your drum beats. So the AI takes from all these genres and takes all these music samples and throws it together to produce something with using a mix of everything that's already out there. So you're using like this acid loops thing to create your own drum beats, and it has a complete set. So
yeah,
what's the fucking difference except for the computer is creating it for you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so don't be claiming you're a musician if that's what you're doing, but because you're not really. AI's doing
Yeah.
it for you.
So
But
that's
I
what I'm
don't think
saying. It's
these
a real
guys.
thin line. It's a real thin line between what tools are out there to actually
Yeah,
produce this,
there's
and
a lot actually.
yeah, there's a hell of a
Yeah.
lot. I
Well, I
mean,
think
Pro
if I,
Tools could be your friend.
yeah, honestly, if I'm making $10 million though, like he was
Whew.
talking about that guy making
Yeah,
$10 million from AI, I wouldn't give a shit if you called me a musician. I really wouldn't. I'm like, I'm a cash cow, man. It's like I'm all
yeah,
about the Benjamins at that point. And it's like,
yeah.
as a musician, yes, it offends me as a musician, but as just a guy on a computer wanting to make money, he doesn't give a shit until
Well,
he got
Well, yeah,
caught.
that
he was doing
Until he
he was
got
doing
caught.
he was doing it fraudulently though, and he was making up names and stuff. So
Yeah,
these
I've heard
band,
of those.
yeah,
Yeah, I've heard of people like doing that.
yeah, music. The band does not exist, and then you got the other concern is whose music is it? Just because you generated it doesn't make it yours. It actually belongs to the AI and who made the AI. So yeah, it's
Yeah, well, and you know what's funny about that? Some AI companies, and the one I got in on was like it's like $50 a year. And I
yeah,
was going to write songs just to give me something to listen to because I can't find anybody to play a band per se that like I want to play and stuff. So I was going to use that for that, but man, there's that company kind of just waived their rights. They said, whatever you get, you can do whatever you want with it. So I don't know if that's legal. They might be doing it to get people to subscribe to them, and then if you put it out as a song,
I don't
then
think you should be
you
able
could
to
be
make
your ass in
money
a
off of
sling.
it. Yeah,
Yeah. That might be their thing. They might waive their rights and say we don't care if you make money off of it, or they could be doing it fraudulently and saying, well, if you get caught, it's your ass.
yeah.
But they don't say that. They don't tell you that. But I don't have no ambitions of putting anything other than private use. So I don't plan on putting anything out as I did. I thought I'd put it on the YouTube or something, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that because
Yeah,
it just didn't feel right after that. It's
you
fun
know,
to toy around with, but
yeah,
it's like a toy. Yeah, it's like a play
yeah.
thing now.
And these people that like us, they're streamers and stuff like that. If they want to do something for the intro music of their show, I mean, so be it. I don't care about
Yeah,
that. But when they
yeah,
start
that'd
getting
be cool.
into loving this up, and making big money off of it, and they're taken away from actual hardworking musicians. And this is, I used to be a network engineer. I hate to say, being a musician is one of the toughest jobs out there. It really is. And
It can be. Yeah,
it can be, we make it look like a lot of fun, but it is a lot of hard work. And being a musician, if you want to make it in the business, the ratio of that is just horrible. It's not good. But you got to be in love with your music, though. You just got to.
yeah, yeah.
well,
That's kind of where. Yeah, go ahead.
uh, uh, what are you going to do? So you're this guy, and you've got all this, and you fake all this shit, and then they say, okay, now we're ready for you to go on a tour. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, fuck! Now what am I going to do? Oh, you're going
Let's
to have to
see.
hire real musicians because fucking AI is not going to be out there on the stage playing all the instruments
Don't,
unless you
don't
go to
ever say
holograms. You know,
don't ever
Really?
say
Yeah,
don't ever say
yeah,
never because God,
yeah.
the
How
way
can how
shit
you
changes.
can't say that? You can't say that, Skeet. We had Millie Vanilli for God's sake.
Yeah, we had a couple of songs we recorded. And we,
Yeah,
we used the computer program to generate the drums. So we didn't have a drummer, and trying to find one was just God. It's like
yeah.
let's bring the computer, put it up on stage with us or something. God,
well,
but
yeah, but
yeah,
that's not the optimum way to do it. You want that
no,
human interaction to look back at your drummer and fucking bitch at him for playing too fast or not coming in right, or you're bitching at your bass player because he's just sitting back there kind of just grooving away and not paying attention where he's at. And your fucking lead guy's kind of vomits in his mouth a little bit when he's singing, and you know, and your guitar player breaks a string and he's fumbling around back here in the back trying to fucking get his next guitar. You know, you want that. That's what I want in a live performance. That's the way.
I've seen a band do. I've seen a band do with the drum machine, and they bring it out, and they had it behind them, and it was a guitar player and a bass player, and they both sang. They had the drum machine kind of behind them. They go back and hit the track, but it's like, yeah, at least it was something. But I'd say drum machines are, if you got to use them for recording, I don't see a problem with that. But
I think there's some bands that were out there. I'm thinking maybe Local H was one of them. You know, where they're just two people up on stage.
Yeah, they've only got two.
Yeah, and there's a few other. Well, White Stripes. That's their one. You know.
Yeah,
just
Royal Blood does that.
Yeah, they
Royal Blood's really good. They're two people. So it's like that's pretty common anymore, is to have two people. It really is.
Yeah, but they package themselves as a 2-person band.
Yeah. Right. But
you know what I'm saying?
I also seen a band the other day, the first time I'd ever seen this. They had 2 bass players without a guitar player. 2 bass players and a drummer and a singer. So it was like they just couldn't find a guitar player, I guess, and said, to hell with it, we'll play with 2 bass players. And they modified the sound a little bit, and it's like it wasn't bad. It was better than I had expected, really. But for the life of me, I can't remember the name of them. But they were on YouTube or something I saw, and I was like, well, that's different. But it's also quite badass. I mean, it was good. So, I mean, I guess whatever way you got to do it. But, yeah, I'm not a fan of totally faking it. But if you have to play, well, me and Skeeter started out. We were 2 people.
Nikki Six heard what you said.
Oh, Nikki Six, yeah.
He knows where you live.
Yeah, he hasn't blocked me on X yet, so we're all good. And everybody else, he has. I've seen a lot of people bitch because
I've seen some of the videos, and I'm like, what the hell? Why didn't you guys help Vince Neil out with that shit too? Because if anybody needed it, it was him. Oh my God.
He needs help. He needs help. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I haven't really thought. I was just.
You remember back in the day? I can't remember what year it was. It was one of the Super Bowl halftime shows, and they Red Hot Chili Peppers made an appearance. They're sitting there, Flea's doing his little spazzing out thing. I'm sitting there like, wait a second, they're not plugged in. They don't even have a wireless unit attached. What the hell is this crap?
Yeah, I hate that. God, I hate that.
Yeah, they find out a little later on down the road. If you're on the Super Bowl halftime show, you're all faking it. That's what they want. And they're not shy about it now. And then you got people like the price of the concert ticket to go see Taylor Swift. The only thing you're going to be seeing is somebody up there lip syncing. If they're up there with dancers and shit dancing around, if they're lip syncing, okay, that's the reality. Save your money, stay at home, buy some drugs, and listen to it on the radio or something. Trust me, you'll be a lot better off in the long run after that.
They just call it backing tracks. Just backing tracks to help them. They play them, and if the singer misses a spot, they'll be cleared up by the backing track. Well, I've already had a long discussion with Skeeter about. I went to see one band that I was really wanting to see, and they used them damn backing tracks, and I said, how fucking disappointing it was for me to see a band like that use backing tracks.
I'm glad I don't see anymore, and that's the teleprompters down there by the monitor speakers. Like back in the Guns N' Roses, they did it. A lot of the bands back then did it. It's like, what the hell? They still do it.
I get mad, and I get mad. My wife gets mad. Yeah, my wife gets so mad at me because I go watch a band and I see them set their music stand up there with the lyrics on it, and I said, fuck these guys.
Oh,
I had to learn all that shit because I didn't want to be looking at no damn lyrics because I want to be playing the song. And it's like, I get it now more than I did back then. because
Oh,
especially a cover band, but it's like as an originals, it's like if I don't know my own songs, then I don't need to be up here doing it. That's how I
exactly.
felt about that
But
back then. Yeah.
now you can buy something at the music store so you can attach your Apple iPad to your mic stand. I'm like, oh
Hmm.
God, here it comes. Jesus.
Yeah. It's the same thing as a teleprompter. Yeah.
I
Just a
got a
little
I
easier.
got a notebook. Okay, here's a song list. Hell, half time we didn't even have a song list, man. We just winged it, man. It worked out just fine.
Oh God, Wolfie, because you're old now, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding.
And that's I remember watching. Let's see, last time I saw ACDC, now quite a few years back. Uh, they had the monitors up there, so you know, in case you forgot a fucking lyric,
But see
even though they've
how
been
can
doing
you
it that
forget
many years, it's
how can
you get
how
old.
can you how you do that with your own band? I mean, I've done it once, and you know when I did it was because you guys surprised me. The old band surprised me at my retirement thing and said, "Hey, you're going to do a set." I said, "Man, I haven't sang these songs in two plus years. Are you kidding me?" So
Uh,
yeah, I had to have a cheat sheet that night, but it's like, dudes, I'm when I normally I would never do that, but the bad thing was I'm almost blind now, and I didn't have glasses, so I'm leaning down to look at the sheet for the whole set because
well,
it's
he
like,
just took a
see,
nosedive off the stage. Oh shit! Man
yeah,
down, man down. I was trying to
it's,
stage dive. No, you weren't, you liar. I do. I've
yeah.
only done it once. Thank God that was. I start playing the wrong song. Oh shit, yeah. But hell happens. I got wireless. You know, I'll go off stage. I'll be out on the dance floor. Or I'll go outside somewhere. People come walking away. Hey, what's up? They're sitting here. What the hell's this dude doing? Playing. Walk in the bathroom, try to take a piss while I'm playing.
That's where you get the old bass cock out, you know.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing, because that is. Tell you what, here's my baby right here, the Ibanez Iceman.
Nice.
There's been a few times I've been on stage sitting here doing this number between songs. And, yeah, oh, she knows what I'm doing. I tell you what I always wanted to do, I thought would be funny. The cartoon gave me the idea, something along. They didn't exactly. It was something along the lines. That was that Metalocalypse, and I wanted to go get an old bass from a pawn shop and drill a glory hole through it. Watch me do a bass solo. Hey, look, no hands. Boom, 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 boom. Is is what is? Oh my God!
Might not get that gig again.
Yeah, but I really loved her kung fu grip.
Oh
Oh my!
Lord. There
Oh,
we go.
I
Oh,
love being a musician. God, we're the only ones that can get away with crap like that.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. We've seen some crazy stuff playing shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What, it's hard when you're out of it for a few years. It really gets, some days you're blessed that you're thinking, man, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. And there's other days where you think about all the stuff you did and you're like, man, that was pretty good times back then.
Oh
And
God, yes.
me being out of it now for, I think 3.5 years, almost 4 years now.
Why'd you get
And
out of
it's
it
like,
for?
well, I was the band I was in and
Yeah.
hit COVID. COVID hit and
Yeah.
people kind of dispersed. And then I had no band, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go through the whole getting a bunch of people together that want to play like-minded stuff. And I thought I'd be okay with it, but now that I'm retired, I was like, yeah, I'm quite bored at home. So it's like I could really be doing a lot of stuff right now, but I don't. And yeah, so now it makes it, when you got more time on your hands, it makes it harder to deal with the fact that you could be doing it and you're not doing it. But it takes a special circumstance. I want to say this, and I want to say it to Skeeter, and he knows it. And I have somewhat just a tiny smidge of a God complex when I'm in a band, and I kind of like to run the show. And if I don't write the songs, and if I don't have the guitar play this and that, if I don't arrange it, if I don't write the set list, if I don't do, then I feel like I'm not contributing much because I'm just singing. So I get a little overboard with that. So I don't know if any group of people close to my age at this point could stand me for very long. And I don't like to be like that, but that's how it is, and I can't just change it. It's how I've always done it. So that's
Yeah,
what it is, I guess.
So
your biggest battle is going to be with the drummer. Being a bass player, man, all the drummer jokes we got, it's just funny as hell.
Yeah.
all right, we've got a question here from Wolfie. Chief Clancy Wiggum says, I'm not and never been a musician. What is your worst mistake on stage?
Ooh.
So, guys, I will let you take that.
Go ahead, Chris. You can go first.
Oh, that's above my pay grade right there. Worst mistake. Doing the singer's wife? No. Worst mistake, I think. We did we were doing the house band thing, and it was an open jam, which nowadays I hate those because, somebody wants to get up and play, and I'm like, you didn't bring your guitar. You're going to play my bass. Oh, no. I had a friend, he had a pretty expensive bass, and, the guy that was up on stage, broke his bass, put a big old crack in it and just set it down, didn't say a word to anybody, and just out the door he went. So it was one of those things, a Factor, X Factor maybe, bass, something like that. But my worst mistake up on stage would be just, having to, somebody wants to get up on an open jam night and they want to do this song, and I'm like, I don't fucking know what the hell I'm doing here. I'm sitting there, so we get people up there, an older generation, and they're wanting to play some Jurassic rock music. I'm like, I'm having to just fumble through that crap, and it's horrible. But I
Driving E.
Yeah,
Driving E, man. That's the way to do anything.
Man, it's funny. Like, I had one show, and somebody got there, and they couldn't even figure out my bass because I guess he was a noob, but he could figure it out because I was in drop C. And somebody else gets up there. I got two people up there jacking with my bass, trying to figure out what's wrong with it. Like, what's wrong with you? I mean, God. But has anybody ever had the problem where you're up there, you're tuning, sitting there, and God damn it, man, this is really pissing me off. I cannot get this right. And, oh crap, I'm turning the wrong
string. Yep, tuning the wrong string.
Oh God, and then smack. Oh God, it just broke. I haven't broken a string. I did break my E string at a show once. That was messed up. Yeah, you need that one. It's the bottom string. I don't give a crap about. I think you'd be having to fake it or, busting a string, man. That's got to be the worst right there.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a mistake. I think probably I got up and we were playing a show and it was the first song and I fucking mind blanked on the fucking song. And we'd been practicing this set list and it's the first fucking song. And I completely mind blanked and was like, how the fuck does this go?
Buckle up, it's gonna be a long night, cupcake.
And then as soon as it fucking I turned down my volume and Mikey fucking looks over at me like, what the fuck are you doing? And I turn the volume back up and I pick it up because I was like, shit, I completely mind blank. And I had to wait till we done the first two songs because we kind of played them back to back. And then I was like, dude, I fucking mind blanked on that first fucking song. And he's like, well, you know shit, dumb fuck. What the hell? How many years you been playing this? So that was probably my worst mistake on stage. Most of the time, you got to get through the stage fright, where that first right before you get ready to play, you got the butterflies and you're all built up, and you're it's like, oh, I hope I don't fuck up, and all this shit's going through your brain, and then once you get through that first fucking song, then it's like everything's cool.
Oh yeah, for me, yeah. As soon as you hit that stage, man, it's like flipping a switch all of a sudden, and like, yeah, let's do this. But God, I tell you what, I hated though was we between sets, we're taking a break, and here comes the sound guy. Uh oh, what now? Yeah. Come here, I want you to see this. He's like, put on the headset, listen to this. Look at the soundboard. See, I've got you turned all the fucking way down. You need to turn down up there because you're just blaring out everything. Okay.
Yeah, I've played with some guys like that for sure.
I didn't know everything sounded right up there and stuff. So you could have told me sooner, and then because I mean,
stage volume is a real thing.
Yeah,
it's a real thing.
Well, sometimes, so sometimes the biggest problem I've had, I don't know if they're mistakes or not, but sometimes you let people know a little too much about what's going on up there. Like one time, I'll give you 3 examples real quick. Yeah. One time I was singing a song and I kind of belched and sort of threw up at the same time. And I pushed it back down, and in front of the whole crowd, I said, hey, I threw up my mouth a little bit there on that one. And people were like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And then I got to say another time that was like a mistake, per se, was we had a very young drummer at the time. And we're
shit. I know what you're going to tell.
A pretty important show for us. We had a bunch of people that were real popular in the area. And we're playing this show, and he's playing along, and his kick pedal broke.
Ooh, well,
he stops playing. He stops playing completely. I whip around like The Exorcist. I mean, my head spun around, and my body had to catch up. And I said, "You don't ever fucking stop playing." And I berated him because I was so embarrassed that he stopped playing. We're all just like in shock. What's going on? He just looks at me and goes, I broke my pedal. And I said, you don't stop playing. That's better be the rule in your head for the rest of your life. And I believe it is. If I talk to him today, it probably is. And I'd say the only other one that I call a mistake like that was detrimental was we were playing a poker or a toys run, toy run for the local kids, and it was held by a Christian motorcycle gang, the Christian motorcycle people.
Yeah,
we're on the last song, and Skeeter runs over to me and goes, "Don't say the F-bombs on this one. Don't say it." And I said, "All right, I won't. I get to the end of the song, and we're jamming along, and I said, just started, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and the face on his face went pale white. I said, I can't change my lyrics, man. It's part of the song. And I was like, I didn't get much flack from it. I got a couple side eyes from them. But, I think they were just happy that we donated our time. But, yeah, I probably should have just throttled that one back. And I wasn't drinking or anything, so it's like I had no excuse. I got to that part in the song, and I'm like, I don't know what other words to use, so I'm going for it. And it was a mistake.
I saw a drummer. He was so shit-faced. He fell off his bar stool. He faced his way there, got back on there, and then between sets, they're taking a break. He's there. He passes out up there on his stool. He's kind of, one of the drum mics was picking up his snoring.
Oh my God!
What the hell, man? I don't hardly even drink anymore, but man, when I was up on stage, man, even at the show, and I no alcohol for me. I'll do a shot or two with some with some fans, that want to, just out of respect, But other than that, man, I've seen some people take the alcohol thing way too much up on stage. David Lee Roth, I'm talking to you, bud.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
and
I was known to do that a few times. Few times, but
You threw up in your
I don't
mouth.
think I don't think I ever really did a lot of like forgetting the words and stuff. It's just I was a little more animated than I would be, which was usually a good thing. People got a kick out of seeing my big, large body out there moshing my head off. That's what the name comes from, and
Yeah.
I think they enjoyed it. But it's like, yeah, when I was a little drunk, I would not hold back anything I had to say.
Awesome.
good old times. Well, and that kind of brought up a point. We've talked about it before. Uh, Mr. Roth and his days in Van Halen, and everybody knows it was, oh, he tipped the bottle, but when you really look back on it, his best work was in the albums and not the live shows.
Yeah.
Because I see more and more on YouTube where they're digging up this old footage of Diamond Dave on stage, and he doesn't sing half the lyrics. He's busy dancing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
shit
what?
back then was just like, God damn, you shopping the women's section or what, dude?
Well, everybody's got these great concert memories of Van Halen, and insert several other bands that you might have gone to see, and they pull off some shit show fucking move of their own at a show, oh, this was so great. It's like, dude, what show were you fucking just watching? What was this?
Yeah, I didn't get to see Van. I saw Van Hagar, and yeah, that's a big deal too. And I'm like, I don't hate on it. I loved them both, and Sammy Hagar took them to a whole different level that I don't think Dave never would have been able to do. And I saw Van Hagar in concert for the Fuck tour, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge album, Pound Cake, and yeah, man, hearing that, it opened up, of course Eddie's plays the national anthem, and all of a sudden you start hearing that drill, then the boom, and everything just comes alive, and I was like, wow, I mean, that was cool. That was a very iconic show right there. But yeah, David Lee Roth was something else, but that's him. He was Crazy Dave.
Snake, I always thought DLR was a great frontman, but not a great singer. I agree. 100%.
Me too. I agree 1,000%. I think Sammy Hagar was much better singer, but David Lee Roth was definitely he was definitely a good showman. I mean, I got annoyed by him sometimes, but it wasn't as bad when he was in Van Halen. His
Eddie got
like,
annoyed at him.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Eddie got annoyed at him a lot, but I've always heard that about him and Alex were very hard to work with.
Oh, I bet. I've heard that too, that they were difficult people, but
Wolfie, Bon Jovi was a poser, terrible in concert, hated they were put on a pedestal.
Now, see,
blame the females, blame the women. That was their doing, not ours.
Well, I seen Bon Jovi 3 times total, and I gotta say the one time I thought he was pretty good, but the other 2 times I have to agree he wasn't as near as good as I would hope for. But the one time I thought he was good was in an arena. The other 2 times I saw him was outside. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not. It may not. But I like Bon Jovi, but
who was his original? Who was his original guitarist?
Bon Jovi's?
Yep.
I couldn't tell you. All I remember is Sam Bora. He was the best.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was Dave the Snake was played with him when they were first starting. Yeah, Sabo did. Yeah. Oh God, there's another prima donna I can't stand, Sebastian Bach. What the hell, dude? I heard he just. That was that show on VH1, that reality show. Ted Nugent was on it, and
Superman.
The Superman.
Yes. I remember that episode. They were supposed to go somewhere early in the morning, be somewhere to do something, and he was still passed out, drunk, and he gets up, and he's refusing to do anything. because every morning he's got to jog so many miles, and he comes back, cleans up, takes a shower. He's got to put on his mascara and all that crap. Oh my God, Nugent was about ready to strangle him. Oh, Bonham, yeah, Bonham's gonna kill that motherfucker right there in front of the cameras, dude. I'm like, God.
I remember them. That was Damocracy.
Yes.
Damocracy was the name of that
Democracy.
band. Yeah.
Yeah,
Evan Seinfeld from Biohazard and
yeah,
Scott the Knot and Ted Nugent. Was it Jason Bonham in that? Was it
yeah,
Jason Bonham
Yes.
that was the
Yeah, he
drummer?
said Bonham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, Bonham.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a God, man. Dude just gonna pull out a bow and arrow. You better get your ass in that limo so we can go, dude. God.
That'd be a cool show idea, though. I wish they would do that again. Just put like 4 or 5 random people together
Oh,
and see
damn
what they can come
Yankees.
up with.
Damn
Damn
Yankees. Man.
Yankees!
Oh,
Yes.
and Contraband. Remember them? They had, oh, God, who was the girl with?
Shark
That-
Island wasn't that who Contraband was? Was
Uh,
that?
I don't know. I think, though, one of them was from Vixen. Oh, God, Vixen was awesome. They were.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see here. Contraband.
I don't know Contraband. I don't think I heard
I
that.
think that was almost a super group too.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Yes, they were a super band back then. That was doing that. I think they did it before Damn Yankees did their thing.
Yeah, the damn things. If you've ever heard the damn things, they were good. They were a good super group. They had Scott the Knot and 2 guys from Fallout Boy and the singer from Every Time I Die. And
Yeah.
I had their CDs. I like that stuff. I don't know why they didn't do more of it. Yeah, sometimes a super group clicks, and sometimes it doesn't. That Democracy stuff was not good. It wasn't
Yeah.
as good as it could have been. Put it that way. It could have been a lot better.
Yeah, Snake chimes in. Ted and Baz always butting heads. I remember that part of that fucking show. That happened
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
a bit.
Yeah, they're all polar opposite people.
Oh,
They
here
are.
we go.
Ted-
Yes,
Ted
Shark
Baz, yeah.
Island. Shark Island. Vixen, L.A. Guns, Rat. Yeah, there they go.
And you would
Yeah,
think that
you're
you
right.
would think that would you think that'd be killer.
Though they did kill it, man. They did really good, but
I never heard of. That's a one I'm gonna have to dive on. I don't think I've ever heard that.
I'm trying to think what was their main song. I'm not seeing it on here. All the way,
Contraband was all the way to Texas, right?
no, all the way from Memphis.
Or
Right
all the way
there,
from
I found
Memphis.
it.
Yes. There you
Yeah.
go.
All the
Yeah.
way from Memphis. Okay,
yeah.
I've heard that song. I think I heard that song before.
I can't.
All
I
the way
know
from
I've heard it, but I couldn't tell you anything about it. I just don't. It's not.
Yeah,
close.
'cause, it's like all the way from Memphis. I remember that part of the
Yes,
song.
yes.
That's
That
it.
was the
You
that
know,
was
it's
the
like-
big part of
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah, L.A. Guns. I was working with this one band here, and we got to open up for Phil Lewis from L.A. Guns. That was one of the coolest people I ever got to hang out and smoke a joint with. And it's funny because we're going out the door smoking. You know, we unloaded the stage, and our guitarist standing there with all of his stuff, and walks by and he stops, and he's already stoned, and he looks at me. He had a DOD effects pedal sitting there. He's like, DOD. You know what that stands for? He's like, no, Donny Osmond defect. I was like, oh, oh, you just got smoked by Phyllis.
But there's times you meet people like that, you'll never forget it. Like when we went to Buckeye
God, no.
Lake, we had the couple Bullet Boy guys and some Bon Jovi road crew and like Fred and Tom Kiefer from Cinderella came down at the bus came
yeah.
in. We were talking to them and shit. And it's like, yeah, we trashed that hotel room. Oh God. We got, I think whoever had it on their credit card hated us, but it was like, that was one of the best weekends of my life. And Wolfie was at that. Wolfie went to that one. And we got trashed and we had a good time. And the show itself was mediocre, but Winger was tearing it up. Winger tore it up that day. And I met Red Beach across the street at the convenience store. And I'm not a guitar guy at all, but I love Red Beach.
I liked
and I
Winger.
remember meeting him.
I didn't like them, but I did like that one song they put out. Sometimes high, sometimes low. That was a cool song. That's
Easy
pretty
come,
catchy.
easy go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Easy
Yeah.
come, easy go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's all the guitar solo and heading for a heartbreak. The guitar solo in that was
Oh,
like
that.
astronomical, man. It's like it's so good. And
Oh
Red Beach is
God.
just
Yeah.
good by himself. He's been in other bands and killed it. But yeah, Winger, I have always kind of liked Winger. I guess I might be the doofus on Beavis and Butthead that wears the Winger shirt, I guess. But I liked Winger. I you know.
I
Well,
just like that one song. That was one of those bands. You know, if it wasn't for the females, they never would have made it anywhere.
Maybe
But
not.
well, I can actually say that my current bass player got up and played bass with Winger.
Yeah, I remember that. I
A few
remember that.
years
Yeah.
back,
That's
they were hollering into the crowd, "Hey, does anybody know how to play bass?" And you know how you see this in some of these shows when they do that? They just randomly do this. I can honestly say that my bass player was like, I'm screaming, I'm like, "Yeah, right here!" And pointing him out. He's going, "Shut up, dude! Shut up! Shut the fuck up!" And they fucking shine the spotlight down, and I'm being as loud as I could be, and I could be pretty fucking loud when I want to be, and
yeah,
getting everybody to holler around me, and they kind of shine the spotlight, and well, come on up, and he was like, "I fucking hate you, dude. I fucking hate you." And goes on up, and he actually got up there, and they played They played Van Halen.
yeah, I don't know why they did that. Why'd they do a cover?
I
I never understood that. Why wouldn't you have them play like a Winger song? They might, but I guess maybe a well-known song like that, you figure most people know, I guess.
Yeah, they did Ain't Talking About Love, and John got up, and
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we just played that this afternoon when you were over here jamming with me. We just fucking fucked around with that song. You just played it.
Yeah.
I
I
know,
would have
but
killed you.
yeah,
I would have killed you if it was me. I would
yeah.
have killed you.
Our guitarist is really tight with George Lynch, and he comes down, he's going to be up on that stage with him. And I think what happened was George had the story was he had a custom amp, and it got stolen, and somehow the guy recovered it for him, and they became close friends over it.
oh, nice.
Yeah, so trying to think here.
Yeah, that dude's a legend too. I mean, it's
George,
guitar players. Yeah, it's like Skeeter's met him a couple times. He said he's a nice guy too, and it's like
I heard he was. He kind of
I've never met him.
see the guy. He kind of looks like he'd be a dick, but I heard he's a
He
really
was.
nice
No,
guy.
he wasn't. He was. He was real fucking nice.
But at Show and Triangle, he was a dick.
Well, they
remember
were all
that?
being dicks at that
Yeah,
fucking show.
That was
George
bad.
Lynch is
That
bad.
But
was-
that was
man.
different. That was different. That was different.
Hell yeah, Wolfie he is, man. I knew Dawkins one of Wolfie's favorites. I knew that was going to be George Lynch all over that. But yeah, Lynch, he's just been impressive and everything. He does a project
Yeah.
with Michael Sweet from Stryper. It's just out of this
Yes.
world when they do
Yes.
it.
Yeah. Well, I remember that back in the day, Striper. I didn't know shit about it. I said, "Oh, she's kind of hot." Wait, what? Oh God! Whoa!
Stryper to this day has the best harmonies of
Yes.
any band.
Van Halen
Yeah,
had some
definitely.
great harmonies. Eddie and
Yeah.
Michael.
Michael, yeah.
They were really. They always sounded great together. God.
Well, and Michael
Yeah,
Anthony
that's-
still sounds really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bailed a lot of people out, probably. Michael,
Yeah.
yeah, he's phenomenal. Harmonies are hard to do. I can't imagine because we never had a lot of harmonies in any band I was in.
Yeah.
Backing vocals, but a bit here and there. But it's like I couldn't imagine. And I heard harmonies one time when we had a jam at Skeet's house, and we just a bunch of random people, and we had a couple other guys from other bands, and they chimed in when I was singing. I'm like, that's what harmonies sound like. That's pretty damn cool.
It is.
It's like it's pretty cool shit. So
Yeah, you don't get a lot of that when you're doing your small town band stuff, or unless you're actually performing songs that call for it. And everybody's got to
Yeah.
participate when you're trying to do that stuff. And some people can, and some people are just good at like doing the little background stuff.
I loved Mr. Scary. That was a cool song, right?
Oh yeah, Mr. Scary.
Yeah.
80s pop. He does 80s pop songs. I never knew about that. I'll have to look at that one for sure.
I've seen a
You
lot of
think the
bands
whole
tackle that stuff. Trying to think here. A Day to Remember, they did Toxic by Britney Spears. They did a pretty good job of it. And
Yeah.
oh God, that
They also did Since You've Been Gone.
thank you.
Like
That's
Kelly-
the next one.
Kelly
That was a
Clarkson,
good
yeah.
job. They nailed
Yeah.
that one. Really good.
Yeah, they're good. They're a good band. I like them a lot. Metalcore as far as that
Remember,
goes. But
yeah, that one band. I think I don't know how successful they were. I think they were just a one-hit wonder. It was Far, and they did My Pony. That R&B side.
Genuine or whatever. Is that who that?
Yeah.
Genuine did that. My phone.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
Genuine
so.
was the. That was
Well,
a
how
fun
was that?
song
Did it
back in
sound
the
all
day.
right?
It was okay. It could have been better. I think it was in that was a production problem. Now it wasn't as much them,
Yeah.
but hell, I made $20 one night. What was it? I can't remember. Oh, Funky Comedinas. I was like, I can play that. No, you can't. Yeah, watch me, and I'll even throw in some record scratches too. And I sit there and got to that one part, and that's what I did. Threw my bass up and was sitting there like. Sitting there just doing that, and they were like, "Okay, here's your $20. Thank you very much." That was like an easy song to play. I think it was like just 3 chords through the entire thing.
I think I learned how to play one on the drums, but it was Wild Thing because it was so easy. It was the same beat over and over again. Yeah, Wild Thing.
Remember Sam, that video with a bunch of different musicians were in there. Was Sam Kinnison's Wild Thing. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. Wow. God.
Start screaming, doing Sam things. Yeah.
Lynch records are called Heavy Hitters 1 and 2.
Heavy Hitters 1 and 2. I'll definitely check that out, man. That's like I never even knew that existed. So that's pretty cool.
I checked out this one. I'm trying to think of their name. I checked them out. They've been around, I don't know how long. I think their album was like maybe 3 years ago. And I believe it's called Nuclear Power Trio.
Yes.
They're
badass.
Good God. As far their gimmick's funny as hell with the Trump and the ping pong over in Korea or whatever. But as musicians, like, good God, they are badass, man. Boom.
Trump plays guitar, Putin's on the bass, and Kim Jong-un's the drummer. Yeah. And they dress up like them, and they got the guitar, the president guitar. Trump's just jamming. It's like they are solid musicians, though. I mean, they're not screwing around.
They are very well educated musicians, right there. Well, they've put a lot of work into their craft.
Yeah.
So are they one of them stick bands that we covered back a while back, Mikey? Or
no, we didn't even go over them because they don't sing like they don't sing at all. It's an instrumental bands.
Okay.
But they're not. The only thing that's a gimmick about them is their look. Other than that, the music's just pure gold, man. I mean, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's more power metal, symphonic, technical shit. It's not like hardcore or nothing like that.
My son listens to some band, I can't think of their name, Polly something. I just saw a post, I think it might have been on X or something, of their musician. He almost looks like a kid, but he's all tatted up playing the guitar. And Polly, God, I can't think of their name. They are just incredible. And they're just pretty much instrumental music.
Yeah. See, I don't. Being a singer, I'm not really all into instrumental, but there's been bands over the years like you was talking about Nuclear Power Trio, but Animals as leaders and stuff like that. I mean, those guys are just. I don't know how they do it to be that precise in everything they do. Even back to Rush days with XYZ.
Oh God,
that song's badass, and it's like. It's so good. It's like, how do you keep time without any vocals to cue on or nothing like that? And
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, me personally, yeah, I mean, click tracks. God, I hate those. I just, I can't
I
stand it.
don't think I could do it. I've never tried
Yeah.
a click track. I don't know if I could do it. That would annoy the piss out of me.
Yeah.
It
Me
really would.
too.
Paul Polyphia? Is that who
Uh,
you're talking? Polyphia?
I something like that. No, no, it doesn't
Were
almost
they
sounds
playing
like
with
that.
they playing with Tesseract?
I don't know.
American progressive rock band, possibly.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 of them, I think, and they all play guitar and stuff, and they're just amazing. I just can't
All
think of
right,
their name.
hold on a minute.
Well,
Let's share this up here.
see if you can get it the article
Yes,
or
that is
whatever.
Polyphia. That's the name of it, from Plano, Texas. Yeah, that
Polyphia.
might
Okay.
Polyphia. They are very talented in that. Their playing style is just off the hook. Look, you can
Hmm.
tell. Some of it said, was it flamenco style or whatever? That
Wow.
Latin America kind. But man, they are just amazing.
Huh. Yeah, it's different. I like listening to the different stuff. I mean, I pretty much change, like I probably change music genres like I change my underwear once a month.
The backing band for the baby metal, is that the name of them? The Japanese girls.
Baby metal. Yeah.
Heavy
Yeah,
metal.
Baby metal.
that backing band is badass. They're
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Yeah. The music makes that for me because I don't care for the whole stick with the little girls, but the music's always been good. But
Yeah,
they
I mean that's
they're
what
very
they've been doing that for a while. They actually started out when they were like little
In
girls.
school, correct?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
were in
they're
school. That
they're
was like their school project or something.
yeah, they
uh,
are in there. They are all legal now. They're up in mid 20s or something like that. They're adult,
yeah.
but they're Asian, so they age well. Those
Yeah,
chicks are
they're
weird though.
weird. They're weird because they're Korean or Japanese. Wolfie.
Yeah,
Baby metal, I believe is Japanese.
I think
Yeah,
so.
They are from Japan.
yeah. I think they're a little out there for me too. But the music killer. But I don't
Yeah,
particularly like their old shtick. But
yeah.
Rolling
Rolling Cord.
Quartz, yeah, I've
That's
heard them. Wolfie caught me onto those. Yeah, I'll
Wolfie.
check them.
I'm going to that show. I'm
Rolling
going to
Cord.
that show. We already got our tickets. We are going to go check that out. And that is a South Korean band, all female band,
Yeah, yeah.
and they are coming through
Yeah.
our area. And me and John already got tickets.
There's what's this one band? Japanese chicks. I think they're Japanese. They're Asian, okay. I think Love Bites or something like that. I was sitting there watching them, and they're pretty badass. But I was questioning the drummer because I mean, it didn't look like she could reach the pedals. I mean, maybe she could. I don't know. They were pretty good.
Sad though. Some of these little 7 and 9-year-old kids could play everything Rush did, and it's like I'm sitting over here can't play. I can't play John Cougar or Tom Petty, and
I
they're playing Rush.
I
Green
remember.
Banner at 7.
Oh, good God! Yeah, those guys are. Don't they all have like they could go teach at a college or something with tenure.
Oh yeah,
In fact, I think when
yeah.
they replaced their drummer, I think he left, gave up the tenure and everything, and joined the band. Chuck Mangione or something like that.
Well, Mike
But
Mangini. Yeah, it was
Mike
Mike
Mangione, thank
Mangini.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he left now, and Portnoy's back in.
Oh,
Portnoy
that's
went back. Yeah.
Portnoy is cool. Portnoy, he's badass, but he kind of he did screw up back then. Assuming that
Yeah.
Avenged
bad.
Sevenfold was going to take him in like that. So I mean, live and learn. So, but
Yeah, I mean,
Rev was badass. I mean, for Avenged Sevenfold, I watched the deal on him.
yeah.
He was out there.
Yeah, he made the band for me. I mean, I don't mind the rest of the music, but I thought Rev was the highlight
That
of
was
that band,
cool.
and they're still good. Don't get me wrong; they still got very catchy stuff, and but Rev was just he was like Joey Jordison. He was on a different level. You can get
Yeah.
anybody to play for Slipknot, but you're not going to get Joey back. You're just not. The guy now, though, that Eloy, he is pretty damn close. But he plays
Yeah.
a lot harder. He smacks a lot harder than
Oh
anybody
yeah.
before him. But
I saw
he
Avenged
plays,
Sevenfold here in Oklahoma. One of those all-day music fests out in the summertime where you can just, oh, this is badass to be here, but you really want to shoot yourself at some point because it's just way too hot. They were like
yeah,
Corn was there, uh, Body Count, Texas Hippie Coalition. Oh, I mean, there's like 30, 40 bands out there, but Corn was there. Avenged Sevenfold were the last ones to play, and that it's already hot. We're about everybody out there's about dead, and
yeah.
they had to stop playing because some jackass got back behind there and climbed up onto the raffling that where all the lights are. So they got to get off stage for safety reasons, and it took a little bit because the guy was he was dumb to get up there, but he was smart enough to stay up there till the police and fire department got here. Because if he
Yeah.
came down, you're not gonna make it out of here alive, dude. I'm sorry, you're gonna get a beat down from hell right there.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah,
yeah, they finally got him down, and they rocked. They had a hell of a show because they had these like guess like 3D backgrounds back behind him, and that was one hell of a light show they had going with all these effects, flames
yeah.
like you're in hell, and you're like, good God, man, this is awesome as hell.
Yeah, those festivals wear you down though. They do. I went to one this summer in Kentucky, and it was right after the hurricane, unfortunately, because it's pouring down rain the whole time we're there. But there's like 100 bands there. And it's like you can't go see them all, and they're all doing these hour sets, and you're trying to run from one place to another. And it's cool, but it's not cool. But when you're by the time the last band's on, you're just wanting to go back to the hotel, get over this crap, and that makes it a little taxing because you really want to see the last band. In a lot of
Yeah,
cases, it's like
yeah. And out in
so.
the middle of summertime, it's like, yeah, I don't even want to wash my clothes when I get home. I'm just going to throw them in the garbage if I can get them off of me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Wolfie shares, being a bassist, check out Ellen Alverdian. Is that how that's pronounced? Sorry if I mispronounced that. Very talented young girl.
Yeah.
Must be up and coming.
I know who that is. Yes, she is good. I tell you who else. I like one of my favorites is Victor Wooten, man. I was like,
Yeah,
I was
Victor
tripping out
Wooten.
because Bootsy put out an album a while back, and it's out there. He had Victor on there playing. I'm like, what's going on here? We got two of the greatest on one stage together. It was pretty cool, though.
Chris, you gotta realize that Bootsy's from down around where we're at.
Oh yeah, yes he is.
Yes,
And
he is.
and Victor Wooten is just badass. I know he's got a summer camp for kids that want to be musicians, and that's just awesome as heck right there. But I remember one night, in between, since we're on break, and this guy's like, he's drunk already. He's like, man, you sound like Les Claypool. I'm like, what? Wait, Chris, next round's on me, dude. Next few rounds are going to be on me. If you think I'm that good, we need to keep him drunk for the rest of the night, man. You're drinking for free here, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, Claypool, the one that was too good to play in Metallica. It's like, yeah, that's pretty high praise from the guy. If you're getting compared to him.
All right, guys, let's go. What was your best show that you ever saw in your 30s? Let's go 30s. What was the best show
30.
you saw in your 30s?
So that's what 2000s for me. I got to really think about that one.
I need a calculator.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
I mean, I could go. What was your best? Then what was your best show ever that you ever saw?
Oh, I got
What
it.
was your best concert ever?
best concert ever. Oh, Metallica's Black Tour was really good, where it's just them all night long. That was a hell of a show. I did see Guns N' Roses back then for the Use Your Illusion tour, and that was a hell of a show. It was long and drug out though because Axl was going through that phase. I'll get up on stage when I'm ready. Smashing Pumpkins opened up for him, but this is the Bible Belt, man. Don't go and get up on stage back there. We dedicate this next song to our Lord Lucifer. Yeah, they got booed off stage, but nobody even knew who in the hell they were back then. And the only time they got cheered was because you're in an arena and you can actually see, hey, there's a Slash running around backstage pulling some blonde around with him, showing her around. You can tell by the way he's white. He's already just drunk as hell. But, man, 30s. That was after I got divorced, and I didn't get to see too many concerts around that era. I think it would have to be Texas Cotton Bowl. It was a weird concert, too, because of the lineup. It was Tesla, Toadies, Puddle of Mud, Saliva, Stained, and Rammstein. That was one hell of a show. And in the middle of the summer, the last thing you want to feel is those pyros going off, man. But it was one hell of a show right there. But that would have to be my 30s concert right there.
I don't know if I have a 30. I can't even think what I was doing in the 2000s. I don't even remember.
Go with your favorite then. I'm just trying to come up with something cool to...
If I go with my all-time favorite, I have two. One was a festival, but it was Loudon Lima up here by us. Had all the cool 80s bands all in one place. You name them, they were there.
Wow.
And the headliners on night one were Steel Panther and Three Doors Down. The headliners on the second night was Bret Michaels, but everybody and their brother played before him. I mean, Twisted Sister, Cinderella, Jeff Tate, Operation Mindcrime. I mean, it was just packed full of stuff. And then Sunday was Vince Neil by himself, and he actually sounded good. I mean, he sounded great that show. That was my recent one, and then my all-time's got to be, even though Metallica's not in my top tier now, the Justice for All tour, it was Metallica, Queensryche, and the opener was Suicidal Tendencies.
Oh, yeah.
All packed into one. And that was at Hara Arena, the good spot we used to love. And that was the best show.
I'd like to think I haven't been to my best show yet. So, I've been to some really good ones, man. I've been to some good ones. What about you, Remy?
I would say, god damn. In my 30s, I would probably say, shit, I don't know. I saw fuck.
Think really hard.
Maybe Wasp.
Stuff. Wasp
at the Alarosa.
Boy, their singer he made some controversy here recently. I mean, apparently he's a conservative, and I think they did a show somewhere, and he started talking about the whole political thing, and he made a lot of sense on what that guy said. So,
Yeah, he had all the Trump signs and everything at that show. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Well, Blackie kind of he turned himself over to the Lord a few years back and went Christian. Yeah. So there for a while he was saying that he wasn't gonna do Animal Fuck Like a Beast anymore, and
that's what I heard.
When he came through and toured, he did all that. So that's his deal. If that's how he believes, and there's just as many people on the other side of the fence that they get up and they spout their political views. So if that's what he wants to do, that's cool.
I hate when they do that. Yeah, I can understand it from bands that are politically based, like Rage Against the Machine and stuff. But man, when they bring politics into it, it's just, my arch nemesis, believe it or not, is Richard Patrick from Filter. And he's far left, and we got into it one night on social media, Believe it or not, and next thing you know, people are jumping in. Next thing you know, we're defending each other and what on the stuff. And he's a pretty cool guy, but yeah, I think sometimes you take a big risk of losing, like half of your fan base if you do that. It's just
yeah, you do. You
I'm
take
just
a big
saying.
chance. And
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't like. I wouldn't try not to bring it up, but like in the times we're in right now, I could see why he would feel okay to do it. I guess
yeah.
because it was like pretty intense there at the end.
I
Um,
I,
but
I
like
went through.
the
Yeah,
Wasp was not one I had on my bingo card for being a big Trumper at the time.
yeah. That
But I'm glad he is. I mean, I admit it. I'm a conservative. I'm more of a conservative than a Trumper. But I mean, Trump's going to hopefully fix some stuff. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. But
yeah.
I don't like to get it. I got my own channel I do politics on, so I usually try to persuade from mixing the two, like you said. But sometimes people feel that strongly about it. But I could see the guy from Filter. Where are they from? California, probably.
L.A.
I'm assuming because that's usually left coast or the right coast is either coast is usually full of the blue,
Well,
and the Midwest here we're all pretty much red in our area. So
but
Yeah.
at the same time, you got to go with what Dolly Parton, whether you like her or not, she's like, I'm an entertainer. And so,
yeah,
I'm sure you have your views. Everybody's got their views, but
Yeah.
I want to see a show. I don't want to hear about your politics.
Yeah.
Even if it's good ideas or bad ideas, it's like just do the show. Sometimes they get
yeah,
overbearing with it.
One of my favorite go-to bands, but helped me get through a lot of stuff was the band Cold, and they did that one. They had that one song "Stupid Girl," which was actually written by Rivers with
yeah,
Weezer, and it was pretty cool listening to them play because
yeah,
that was one of the bands he didn't write. The Scooter didn't write it. He didn't like playing it, and they for a while there they wouldn't, even though it was one of their top songs on the radio. And hearing them do that, it was. But they went through some regime changes, and they picked up this female bass player, and she was just, she kind of, there's a right way and a wrong way to it. You're better off not doing it at all. But she brought it up the whole political thing, and it's like, you know, just if you're on that side, don't buy our album. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah.
you got it, bitch.
Well, I had the same thing happen with Green Day when I heard Billy Joe Armstrong run his
Oh
cock
my.
hole. I took every I took every CD I have except for the one my wife said she wanted because she liked it. Was American Idiot. I took all the rest of them. They get used against the walls, frisbees. I don't care. And
that
I'll never. If their
that
song comes on the
title
radio, I turn it. I
that
hate them now.
title is fitting for him, but yeah, Green Day
Yeah,
just I
yeah.
can't stand that shit, man. Good
I
God.
That's taking it too far when you say stuff like, if you're going to vote for Trump, you don't need to listen to our music or come to our shows. I said, I'll gladly oblige you.
Hey,
And
cool.
it's like, I
Well,
wouldn't
and,
say
and
that
that's
to anybody.
that's been going around with a lot of other kind of media, not just in the music world, the
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
entertainment
yes.
and
quite a
movies and
bit.
stuff like that. So, if you make a stand like that, instead of just, you take the risk of people are going to be turned off by your message on either
Yeah,
side of the fence.
Yeah. Well, you
yeah.
got to
So,
just think how much things have changed for us in our lifetime. Because like what Snake
Oh
said about
God.
Hair Arena. Hair Arena was our place to go when we were young. It was a little 6,000 seater or something. And but you used to be able to tailgate. You used to be able to be out there throwing a frisbee across the parking lot. You
Yeah,
drink a few
yeah.
beers, you smoke some weed. But then the last couple of years, Hair Arena was even there. They'd come out, no tailgate. You can't do this. Then you go to other shows that say you're not allowed to mosh here. I'm like, "Then why am I at a death metal show if I'm not allowed to mosh? What the hell's the point? If I'm going to see Cannibal Corpse, I want to move.
Now
I want
that,
to get down, or something like that. But these people weren't allowed to mosh. And it's like, I can't get into that. That's
I heard a lot of people trip out over Cannibal Corpse because the name, their music, and I heard that lead singer is one of the nicest guys in the world.
yeah. Everybody says that. Yeah, everybody that comes in contact with him says that. And you can't take Cannibal Corpse too seriously when they have songs like "I Come Blood." It's a stick, man. It's just a stick.
Yeah,
And he loves doing that. Yeah, it's like a guar, but they're just doing it with some deep, demented lyrics and the hair spin. Old Torch Grinder does the hair spin. He challenges the crowd to see if they can spin their hair as long as he can. He does it the entire damn song. The entire song. It's like, God,
damn, he does was it the windmill? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Flora Jansen does it really good too. I'm like watching her. I'm like, God, man, if I'm up on stage, I even headbang.
Yeah, exactly. I get
I can feel my brain bouncing off my skull this way and that way. I'm like, oh shit, why did I do that? Yeah, then the next day you wake up, you're like, I can't move my head.
Yeah, I mean, just our local shows, man. I'd have to. The next day, Skeeter would call me up, say, "How you feeling?" And I was like, "Dude, I can barely get off the couch. I overdid it every time, and my body was just all cramped up, and you don't notice it when it's going on, but you go home, it's just like an athlete or something, I guess. The next day is worse than the night you actually go through it.
Yeah, well, like I said, the first of the show, people don't understand all the hard work that goes into what we do, and it's just, I've toured across the U.S. before, and that's everybody thinks all fun and games. It is hard fucking work, and they just don't get it.
I'd love to do it. I always wanted to do that one time, but then I watch all these videos of these people crammed into a van with 4 other smelly people, and they're like, I don't know if I would dig that for going, cross country and having to sleep in the van and shit like that. I don't know if I dig it,
It was bad enough riding with you in a car sometimes, okay?
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, let's stop and get some Taco Bell, No.
Oh, God, the crank ain't working. God, I need air.
Well, half the time back in the day when we had a show, I would leave Skeeter's. The sun had already come up. So I would leave to go home at 6, 7 in the morning because we'd usually go back, talk about the show. If we had a video of it, we'd watch it and say, okay, we did this good. This was bad. This song didn't work. This song worked. So, yeah, you talk about hard work. We even did it after the show sometimes.
Oh, God, yeah.
I ate Taco Bell and gassed them out, too. That was just fun.
Being a musician, none of us eat right. I mean, half of us would starve to death if it wasn't for ramen.
Yeah,
but
Subway,
it's hard work, and when you get done with a show, you sit down, have a couple beers, just trying to chill a little bit, and then you gotta get up, and then you gotta get all your gear and go. And like, oh my God! And then you get home, and you gotta get your gear out and take it in the house, unless you want something bad to happen, Oh, God, it's just a lot of work. Oh, isn't it great to be a vocalist? Oh, you got your mic. Okay.
Yeah.
See you later, asshole.
Well,
no, you ain't leaving. You ain't leaving.
I always help, though. I always help.
I was going to say, see that big guy at the door? I've already paid him. You leave. You ain't making it out that door. You're going to help.
Yeah.
We had this club down in Troy, and it was a cool club, and it used to be called the Liquid Lounge, and then they called the whole bar the Brewery, and you could always go, you could always play a show, and if you set the show up, you got the bands that played the show with you. Everybody played an hour set, and whoever set up the show got a case of beer for free.
Whoa,
for playing the show. And if you wanted to share it with the other band, you could. Or if you wanted to be a hog and keep all the beer for yourself, You could do that. And then at the end of the night, which was after closing time, which you're talking 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning after they tabbed everything up, then they would hand out the money to the main band, and then you split it with all the other bands. Well, the worst part about that club wasn't the having to wait till 3 o'clock in the morning before you could leave to get your money. It was the flight of stairs going up to that room that you had to load all your shit into.
Yeah,
Like
rickety
this.
old wooden ones, and they were not good
Straight
steps.
up.
They
No.
were steep, old wooden, and in the middle of December in Ohio, it was a death. You were taking your chances by trying to load up that hill, up
Oh
them
my
steps.
God! In
Yeah, it was
wintertime,
brutal.
it's even worse. You got to worry about ice when you get outside. But oh my
Yeah.
God, we had this one club. Is Alcatraz. It used to be an old movie theater, and the first time there, I mean, I'm sitting there. I guess everybody went outside or something. I'm up on stage by myself, and they had the house music going. It was pretty fucking loud, and the door guy, who, when we got there, he was first outside. They had some of the, kickboxing gear on, and, they were fucking around outside. And, but I'm up on the stage by myself. I'm hooking up stuff, and it's so loud, really loud, so there's no talking. Nobody's going to hear you. He comes up there, and he still has those padded things on. He comes up there, and I'm like, no, no. He's like, and I'm like, he just wanted me to go up to the front and get stamped for what it was. And I'm like, I thought he was wanting to fight. Like, oh, hell no. No, no. And while it was funny, one night, they bring, that's where, the Phil Lewis like was. But one night, they had a show there, and it got a little out of hand, and even the security guys just like they were up on some scaffolding actually, and they just stayed there. And well, as soon as one day I saw a couple of guys I started hanging out with, they're bigger than me. They could have really hurt me if they wanted to. And we were talking about that bar. It's like some of our fondest moments, and they brought this one month they couldn't stand, and it was the Sepultura concert at Alcatraz because of this and that. And I'm sitting there like, they got done. They're like, well, what's your fondest memory of Alcatraz? I'm sitting there like, uh-oh. That moment that you guys hated that place? Guilty. What happened was, like I said, it was an old movie, an old theater, and, you had your stage. It's kind of up high at this one level, about eye level, and you got your mosh pit. Then you got this other level, it's about the same height stage, and that's where, one of the bars was, the pool tables and whatnot, and there's a chain link fence that went around that, so you didn't want anybody falling off. So we were credited as probably the world's first 2-story mosh pit, because we pushed the fence down on top of the mosh pit and started another mosh pit on top of them. They have securities up there like, oh, fuck this. I don't get paid enough for that. So yeah, that was a hell of a show right there, man. I love Sepultura.
Yeah.
Two-story mosh pit. God, that place was a dump, I swear.
Those are the best places, though. The dive
Yes,
bars.
yes, I love them.
We played in a few of those. We played in a few of those, man, back in the day.
I think probably playing at the Firehouse in Lima was it was a deceptive bar because you walked in and it was this beautiful old firehouse. And they had pool tables which were nice, and they had like cool firehouse decorations on it. And you're like, this place is fucking cool. And as soon as you got up there and started playing, and the people started actually rolling in, now I know why it was not a very cool place to play, because there was a drug deal that went down in the bathroom, and there was a fight at the pool table, and this was all before the first fucking band finished playing.
Yeah, that dude got cracked in the face like the first song of the first band.
Yes.
Cracked another guy in the face with a pool stick. I was like, oh yeah, we're in Lima. We're in gangland here.
Oh man, we used to have this one bar here. I think it's called Rock City, USA. I don't know what the band was, but the drummer brought in his own drum riser, which is way up here. And this is like early '90s, yes, early '90s. And the guitarist, he had one of those Jackson V's, not traditional V, the one with the sharp corners. And he's doing his solo, and singer didn't have nothing else to do, so he jumps up on the drum riser, he bangs his head around, and he finishes that guitar solo. Oh, it's time to sing again. He jumps off the stage, he ends that solo and takes that V and swings it around. Bam! Took out the singer. I mean, they called 911, okay? He is down, he is bleeding from the head.
God.
Yeah. He
Yes.
laid him the hell out, man. He even chipped his guitar. Fuck the singer. I'm more worried about my guitar, damn it.
Exactly.
God.
Well, guys, I think we're at our 2-hour mark. So, would you like to promote
2
anything
hours.
before we call it a night?
Well, I got my show going on Wednesday nights, 7 o'clock Central, 8 p.m. Eastern with Array of Light on YouTube at Insane Fun 1. Insane and Fun and number 1. Don't spell it out. And yeah, drop in. I need subscribers. And I got my Scream streams that I do with demonologists that are just insanely. I mean, I've watched playbacks and gotten scared watching it. Like, ugh! God damn. That shit, it comes at you hardcore too. I'll tell you that, man. But other than that, man, that's me, man. I'm good to go.
Awesome. We do our show. We usually record them and we put them up to broadcast on Fridays.
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Roundtable. We're on YouTube, Rumble, and now we are live broadcasting on X through my account. So if you want to catch out a live stream, Chris, man, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. I had
blast.
a great time, and I gotta get you guys on my show sometime. I had a good time, man.
Definitely, we will love to have you back too.
Hey, anytime, man. You know how to get a hold of me. And thanks for coming out, Snake and Clancy.
Hell yeah, guys! Thank you very much.
Like
Hell
and
yeah, we
subscribe.
appreciate it.
Like,
Yeah.
subscribe, share, and give us your firstborn and your checking account number. And don't forget the PIN.
Yeah.
Devil horns.
Support local music. Support local music.
Always.
Yes. And support all your content creators and everybody out there. I'm so glad everybody that did come to check out our live stream tonight. I think we had like 21 people show up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully we can get more people. And chat was going. Snake, Wolfie, thank you very much, guys. That was awesome having you guys in chat. This is Skeet.
My name is Moshmen Mikey.
Iceman.
All right, guys. See ya.
Peace out.
Out.